Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, comrades and friends, today we have a nice little clip here from Pam Bondi, and she loses her mind when asked why she has not indicted any of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. And she says, quote, "The Dow is over 50K right now. The NASDAQ is smashing records, and that is what we should be talking about. Clearly, we shouldn't be talking about Jeffrey Epstein." And so we're going to play the clip for you guys here today. Absolutely disgusting. What an excuse of a human being. An absolute reprobate. There's a soulless creature, fucking lizard person. I don't know what the hell you want to call her, but she certainly doesn't have a conscience. She's completely evacuated of that, just like everybody in this administration is evacuated of a conscience, probably because they're just as guilty inside of these Epstein files, or they're covering up for other people. That's my 2 cents on this here. Allegations, but look at what the record shows. We have countless documents now from even before when Epstein died, right? Because you could say, okay, well, after Epstein died, the documents might be false, bro. It's like, okay, these are before Epstein even was dead, or they even had an investigation on Epstein. They're talking about trafficking people, constantly sending just depraved pictures of a nature that we're not even going to discuss on here, sanctioning literal murders, talking about deleting the tapes, press releases confirming Epstein's dead before he's even dead. This is absolute insanity. We have a video footage of like an orange blob, probably a person going up to Epstein's cell hours before he's found dead by apparent suicide. This is actually the most fucked up shit I've ever seen coming out of a government, certainly in my lifetime, although I've only been keeping up for politics for 8.5 years now. But what I can tell you here is this guy is going down as 100% guaranteed, no doubt in my mind, the worst president of the 21st century and the worst president of the 20th century. And I think that there's probably even an argument they're the worst president of the 19th century, because at least people had somewhat of a soul back in the day. Even if they did some bad things, at least you could say we got some moral relativism here, historical relativism, like people are products of their times. But like, this guy is just downright evil. And his little henchwoman here, we can see Pam Bondi. She's gonna make a nice bold statement saying that she basically doesn't give a fuck, dude. She doesn't give a fuck that these people are trafficking children. She doesn't care at all that these names are redacted illegally, mind you, and that people are being sanctioned for murders, and that it's almost clear as day that Jeffrey Epstein died, and there's very real credible that it's what I just said. Did I just say that Epstein died? That there's real evidence that Epstein was murdered, and that she doesn't care that there's like credible, people who are, coming out and saying that, like, look, he did all of these terrible things to me, blah 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 blah. And it's like, look, even if you want to dispense with shit that happened after Epstein died, because that's tends to be what I like to do. One of the things that you can't say for certain is that all the evidence for the last decade that we can see in these emails here is supposed to be thrown out the window. Actually longer than that. And so this is just mind blowing. And so let's take a look at this clip here. I've talked too much, but we have the Shadow of Ezra here, and we're gonna play the video from them and at Tunes here on Twitter.
The Dow right now is over. The Dow is over $50,000. I don't know why you're laughing. You're a great stock trader, as I hear, Raskin. The Dow is over 50,000 right now. The S&P at almost 7,000. And the NASDAQ smashing records. Americans' 401ks and retirement savings are booming. That's what we should be talking about. We should be talking about making Americans safe. We should be talking about, what does a Dow have to do with anything? That's what they just asked. Are you kidding?
Mr. Jordan, Mr. Jordan.
What does the Dow have to do anything? Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Right? This is about keeping family safe, bro. Like, okay, if you were trying to keep family safe, don't you think you would investigate on the Epstein files? If you're trying to keep family safe, don't you think that you would try to put down evidence forth to the American people that implicates all these powerful individuals that are running the country? Like, if that wouldn't that be keeping America safe? But oh no, we can't do that. Instead, we're going to illegally redact everything, and there hasn't been a single fucking justification on behalf of the United States government saying why that there's all these redactions of people who we clearly know should never be redacted. Donald Trump, for example, should never in a billion years be redacted, but we know that that's something that they have done before in the past. And so, like, I mean, the evidence is unbelievable. Pulling files off the websites, this is mind-blowing. This is elite, high-up level corruption. And if you say that, then somehow, they have to, paint you as the crazy person, the conspiracy theorist almost. Like, who cares, bro? The economy's doing so well, dude. These billionaires are making more money than ever. Elon Musk is almost a trillionaire, bro. Isn't this such a great thing for our country? It's like, dude, like, absolutely fucking not. Like, this is a horrible thing for our country. We have, the next generation is absolutely cooked. Nobody can afford houses. Nobody can get a job. People are struggling to make ends meet. Nobody has savings. Nobody's putting money into retirement accounts. Job market's worse than it's been in years. Gold's at an all-time high. Silver's at an all-time high. Our money's deeply becoming inflated now. And you'll say, okay, well, like, oh yeah, but we got great gains in the Dow, bro. And it's like, dude, what do you, in what world do you fucking live in? It's like, oh, I get it. You're probably living in the world where you're a multimillionaire and you have extremely powerful friends and you can pull lots of strings and you don't care about the average American. To you, they're an afterthought. And to you, they're just a way in which you can enrich yourself a little bit more and garner yourself a little bit more power. And the sheep who follow these people are just that. They're sheep. And you know who eats the sheep? These wolves here who are at these press conferences and lying to your face each and every single day in the media. And so, dinner served, baby. When you go to the polls, dinner served. It's a horrible, life that we are sort of leading here in this country. And unfortunately, I don't see it getting any better. Certainly, at least not until the next administration gets into power. Because look, even Congress here, I mean, like as they're being questioned, it's like it almost feels like to me like they could care less. Because to me, like I believe that these people should be held in contempt of Congress. And the fact that that's not being voted on immediately, the fact that the first second that we had all these redactions, that to me tells me that Congress doesn't care one bit. Because if they did, then they would have held all these people in contempt of Congress and had them arrested, and as they should have them arrested. I believe these people should all be jailed, imprisoned, or even worse. I would like to see the fullest extent of the law, if you know what I mean. And these people are just depraved, absolute psychopaths, and that's the people who run the country. That's people who run the world. And it shouldn't be insane to say that. It should not be insane to say that. I mean, just like it's every day there's something new. Every single day there's something new, and we have more and more evidence which implicates these high-up individuals. And the worst part is we don't even know who some of these individuals are because everything is redacted. And they got emails dating back. It's like dating back to like 20 years ago almost practically, and like they have like the most diabolical like titles you've ever seen. Like that they're like headlines here. I mean, for example, the day Epstein opened the investigation, I think they ordered like 300 gallons of like sulfuric acid or something right to the island. It's like, like that's a little interesting there. It's like, don't you think that that's probably an issue? Like, why exactly are we ordering like 300 gallons of sulfuric acid to our island? Like, the same day the investigation opened. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, that's a little bit weird. But, apparently there's no connection there. Or, of course we can't redact the name, bro. The person who was ordering a hit on other people here, they're clearly a victim. Like, of course we can't redact the names, bro. These people here who are trafficking children and saying it in, like, 4K on all these different emails here, of course we can't redact. They're victims, bro. They're just trying to traffic kids. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how are you going to unredact their names, bro? It's like, are you fucking kidding me? This is the plot that we're leading right now, and that you still have conservatives who are still going to look you dead in the eyes and support this. It's like, look, if you want to support Donald Trump, it's like fair game, right? If you believe that his shitty-ass policies, which are actively destroying this country and actively destroying your own personal finances and your own situation, living in this country, I guess that's perfectly fine. That's your prerogative here. But it crosses the line at a certain point. And, like, if you're going to support him, then you have to say, I believe you fully have to admit, I support, that you're going to have to say that, look, I support people who traffic kids. Then that's what you're gonna have to, because that's what you have to believe if you're a Trump supporter, right? And then you're gonna have to say, okay, well, like I support all these evil individuals getting away, and that's what you have to believe. You have to believe that, right? If you're gonna be a Trump supporter, you have to, right? Because that's what this administration is perpetuating. And so you could say, okay, well, I don't support that, blah blah blah. It's like, but you do support that. So, because you're clearly in favor of it. Because if you weren't in favor of it, then you would vote these people out of office, and you would be knocking on the doors, and you would be trying to spread the word that these people are evil, and their approval ratings would be like 1%. But they're not 1%. It's like a third of the country still supports these absolute fucking clowns. This is insane. But if you say that, and somehow you're the crazy radical leftist, bro, you're some conspiracy lunatic, like you should be worried about the economy, bro. Who cares about Jeffrey Epstein? It's like, dude, like the fact that a sitting president has to, go to these lengths to try to avoid, literally trying to start wars over here to avoid the Epstein Files from taking over the media. That's an issue. That's like a major issue. And you could say, okay, well, even if he's not implicated in the Epstein Files himself, to me, that's completely fucking irrelevant. Right? Because he's covering up things actively when he should be prosecuting these people to the fullest extent of the law and trying to expose them for who they are. And yes, a lot of people in the files are completely innocent. You know what I'm saying? This guy's emailing everybody. I mean, for God's sake, he's emailing one of my idols, Noam Chomsky. So like, don't tell me that like, everybody's like guilty. It's like, that's clearly not the case. And nobody believes that to be the case. And it's like, but there are a lot of people who have said very disgusting and depraved things. And we have literal emails, constant emails and documentation of these insane individuals doing insane things, and they need to be prosecuted or at the very least investigated. This is absolutely ridiculous here. And look, I don't think it's going to get better, unfortunately. And so all of you, conservative types like Alex Jones who are preaching for the last, decade saying that, the elite, the global elite are running, this country, and that they're trying to infect your minds, and they're running like these global, trafficking rings and this and that. It's like, okay, like where's that attitude now that your man is in office? It's like, oh wait, I get it. It's like they get a pass, don't they? So that's what you have to believe, right? Again, if you're going to support this administration, you have to believe in the trafficking of innocent individuals. That's what you have to believe. And so just own it. Bro, just say it, bro. Like, just like don't like beat around the bush here. Like, just come out and admit it now, because that's what you have to believe. So I don't know. With that said, guys, hopefully you did enjoy the video here. It's always something in this country. But if you did enjoy this content here, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. My name is Dr. Ian Phillips, and we'll talk to you later. Peace.